Alright, YouTube, I'm back. Hold on. Alright, it's just somebody, pulling in our driveway. Alright, now today's YouTube video is going to be interesting. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the place in Westwood. It's unfortunate, but even if I found it, I seriously doubt I would have got the job. But LAX, I know where they do their job interviews, so that's easy. Has some dinner, has some grub. Alright, now today's YouTube video is probably going to be a sports video. I know that I want to get to the next video, so I'm going to try to make these as small as possible to put on my third reserved YouTube channel. Had my cell phone been 100%, I probably would have filmed back at the park that's behind the Grove. But we don't want to go back too early and run into some people that are working at the area, because there's some people that work at Zara, supposedly, and there's some people that work at Nordstrom's, and I don't want to walk in there and things of that nature. Alright, so let's get to it. This one's going to be called Sex Game. Well, it's not a sex game video, my bad, it's a sports video. Alright, I guess I'm going to call this Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers. Now, here's my issue with Kawhi Leonard deciding to do what he did. First of all, it's rude and disrespectful of you to tell a basketball organization, oh, I might play with the Lakers. Don't tell the media, don't tell the news, don't tell your friends and family. Give me 2 to 3 days and I'll make my decision. And then everyone's got to find out a quarter to 1 o'clock at night going into July 6th, that's when free agency ends, that you pull this crap, that you decide to sign with the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, it's not the fact that you sign with an LA basketball team that's the problem or the issue. It's the level of disrespect, because you decided to tell these teams that you might sit down and discuss negotiations to decide if I want to sign or don't sign. And then for you to pull this, you tell Magic Johnson, I might come with LeBron and Anthony Davis. And you see, I kind of know why Kawhi Leonard did it. I mean, I kind of understand what you're trying to do, but it's not going to work, because history has it that whenever a star or a superstar takes it upon himself to win an NBA championship with his own basketball team, they usually fail 99.99% of the time. A prime example of this would be Vince Carter. He was the superstar of his basketball team of the Toronto Raptors in the 1990s, and his cousin Tracy McGrady got to live in the shadow of Vince Carter. Vince Carter got all the respect, all the attention, and nobody cared about Tracy McGrady when he was playing 5 years of professional basketball on the Toronto Raptor team. It wasn't until Tracy McGrady said, alright, trade me to the Orlando Magics. And when Tracy McGrady showed up, he replaced Grant Hill. And it became all about Tracy McGrady. It was the Tracy McGrady show in the Orlando Magics. Now, they won a lot of basketball games. He put up Michael Jordan numbers. He would score 20, 25, 30, 35, 45 points a night. He would get 8 steals. He would have about 6 or 7 slam dunks. And he was good at playing offense and defense. And he would take a team that was down 10 or 15 points and win the basketball game. He could play all 4 quarters. Of course, there's injuries that followed soon after that with Tracy McGrady, because he played only 7 or 8 years with those Orlando Magics. And then he found himself traded again, this time with those Houston Rockets, because he, got Doc Rivers fired, as they supposedly claim. And that was a prime example of Tracy McGrady just wanting to be the star. He went to Houston because he saw an opportunity. They got rid of Steve Francis for Tracy McGrady. If you remember the 2003-2004 NBA season, he came because he saw there was Yao Ming. And Tracy thought that if he had a center, not only that he could make it to the playoffs and get to the first round, the second round, and the third round, he thought he would win a championship by doing it. And boy, was Tracy McGrady wrong. He stayed 6 seasons with the Houston Rockets, and for 6 years, it was injury after injury after injury and failing to get put out in the first round of the playoffs. He found out once again that being a superstar and having your own basketball team ain't going to help you win a championship. He found out wrong. Tracy McGrady thought he could copy Kobe Bryant. Like, he actually thought he could copy Kobe Bryant. And Kobe kind of commented in that 2002-2003 post-interview how he felt that a lot of stars were copying him because they saw that it was easy to get your own team doing it. Because, sure enough, Kobe done it. When they blamed Kobe Bryant for getting rid of Shaq, he had his own team, and you saw what happened. They failed to make the playoffs in 2005, and it weren't until 2006 that they got some players on that Laker roster. And 2006-2000 NBA season, Kobe would lose 2 years in a row to that Steve Nash and them Phoenix Suns. And then in the 2008 season, they caught fire. They knocked off the Dallas Mavericks, knocked off the Houston Rockets, knocked off the Spurs, knocked off the Suns, made it #1 in the Western Conference, and went all the way to the NBA Finals. And lost to the Boston Celtics in the 2008 NBA Finals. Then Kobe Bryant won back-to-back NBA won another title. It was 2009. He wins a championship. People are like, oh my God, Kobe finally done it after a 7-year absence without winning a title, without a center. Kobe finally done what was impossible. Now, let's fast forward today. We have some players who try to have their own teams and still come up short. Kyrie Irving has done it twice in his career. When LeBron left Cleveland the first time to go to Miami, for about 4 years and 6 months, Kyrie Irving was the superstar of the Cleveland Cavaliers the first time around. And he did the same thing. Scored 20, 25, 30, 45 points a night. Got 7 to 8 steals. Had 5 or 6 slam dunks. Crossing people over. And he too would take a team that was down 10, 15 points, come back and win the basketball game. But he failed to make playoffs. He had injuries. Then LeBron James comes back, and it's the LeBron James show. And Kyrie Irving was jealous of LeBron because LeBron was the man, and he couldn't stand being in the shadow of LeBron James. But if it weren't for LeBron coming back to Cleveland, they would have never made it to the playoffs, those 4 years in a row. They would have not won a championship had LeBron not done that. Kyrie didn't like it after they won a title, and after they lost for the last and final time to the Golden State Warriors, Kyrie was still jealous of LeBron James, so he decided, I want to go to the Boston Celtics and have my own team, only to realize you're the only superstar on the team getting your ass whooped. And then he had to get on the phone and call LeBron James and apologize for being wrong in thinking he can have his own team and win a championship without LeBron James. But we all know LeBron won another championship without Kyrie Irving. Now here goes Kawhi Leonard. You win 2 or 3 championships with the San Antonio Spurs. But you're mad because Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, that Tim Duncan are the stars of the Spurs. And you resent that. So you didn't like what you saw. You held out on the contract. Greg Popovich took notice of this and said, all right, you want to be here? Fine. We'll send you someplace. But you're not going to Los Angeles Lakers. So they send you to Toronto. Yeah, I get it. It's cold. You don't know nobody up there. You can't see your friends and family. You don't get to go to the club and see the bitches and the hoes. I get it. But you got exposed by that Kevin Durant. That Durant exposed your ass. And if they tell you in the animal kingdom you should never trust a spider, You should never trust a tarantula. You should never trust a spider. That's why they call him Kevin Durant. Like a spider, he will get you with his spider webs. I guess Kevin Durant found out Spider-Man movie was coming out and webbed your ass up and exposed you to the media. That you're this nice, quiet guy who stays out of the limelight. You don't want no trouble. And then we hear you, come on, dog, let's go on. We can do some big things, dog. And you see what I find rude and disrespectful is how dare you tell Magic Johnson, the Magic Man, you're going to come to Los Angeles but then decide, I don't want to do that. And you held them up because if they couldn't sign or get other players, now they're in trouble because now they have to figure out before the All-Star break coming up in February of 2020 NBA season, who they're going to require to finish their roster. So it ain't just you hurt the Lakers. You also hurt teams like, you also took something away from Russell Westbrook, which is more rude and disrespectful of you. I mean, it's bad enough he lost Kevin Durant. They had a fallout. Now you take Paul George away from him, and now he had to be on a team by himself scoring 30, 40, 50 points a night. If he makes the playoffs, he would get number 8 in the West, only to get eliminated first round in the playoffs. And even worse than that, Oklahoma City wouldn't even make NBA playoffs because of that. And who should we blame for that? We can't blame Kyrie Irving because he's with Kevin Durant. But we're going to blame Kawhi Leonard. And you see, here's the thing. You signed with the Clippers with you and Paul George because you couldn't get Kevin Durant to join you in either Brooklyn or in LA as a Clipper. And you see, here's how I see the Magic crystal ball. You'll win 30, 40, maybe 50 basketball games a season. You'll probably have the best record in the West. You'll probably be the best basketball player of the season. You'll kick a lot of ass. You'll kick ass and take names. No doubt, no question about it. You'll prove why you are an NBA champion. You'll prove why you are the best basketball player in the NBA league. But here's where your problem going to come in. You're going to be going toe-to-toe, face-to-face with LeBron James and Anthony Davis and those Los Angeles Lakers. And we all know how LeBron James gets when somebody lies to his face and tell him a bunch of bullshit. Remember when, I can't remember if it was Damian Jones' best friend, but there was another player that was friends with Damian Jones and LeBron James back in the 2007-2008 NBA season.